Nourish the mind. Nourish the mind. We take time to eat. We take time to sleep. We take time to hydrate. We take time to work out. I'm on a local high school field here. We take time to do all of these things. Oftentimes with the physical side of things, we need to take time to nourish the mind. I'm a big Jim Rohn fan. If those of you don't know who Jim Rohn is, he was a personal development speaker, businessman, entrepreneur, public speaker, one of the greatest public speakers of all time. And he used the analogy of a mental factory. Think about your mind as a mental factory. If you want to create a good product, if you want your factory to produce something of value, if you want your factory to produce something that's going to build a business, then you've got to make sure you're inputting the right resources. You got to make sure you're putting the right amount of time in, and the time is being focused on the appropriate task, being efficient, and you've got to make sure you put in the right resources. Meaning, you can't put garbage in to your mental factory. You can't take broken pieces of things and low quality products if you don't have a way of transforming them into something of value. You've got to put things into your mental factory. You've got to put resources into your mental factory where you can actually produce something that is going to output something that is useful, something that is valuable. In this case, we've got to nourish our mind. We've got to input positive things. And it's not just about positive thinking. I'm not into all that bullshit positive thinking. Like, I'm out here and there's weeds on the track. The positive thinking people think that you can just manifest and dream all of these things, like saying, oh, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds. And then, magically they're supposed to just disappear. The weeds are just supposed to disappear. I'm not into all that, bullshit. In reality, we've got to figure out what are the negative ingredients that we're putting into our mind, that we're nourishing our mind with, that we can replace with something of usefulness, something of value. And it's all based on what do you want. It's all based on what your outcome is. If I'm trying to lose weight, I can't continue to fuel my body. I can't continue to put resources in that are, high in bad fats and, really processed and refined foods, and put myself in this caloric overload. I've got to input things relevant to what I want. If I want to lose weight, I've got to put in healthy fats, healthy carbs, healthy proteins. I got to put in the right amount. This mental factory, though, we often forget. We nourish our body. We nourish our body with food. We nourish our body with hydration. We nourish our body with sleep, all which are great things. Sometimes we neglect the mental side. And there's a lot more awareness on mental health and making sure that we take care of our mind. But a lot of people don't understand that it takes time, and it takes deliberate time, just like it does with our body. And I think over the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a lot of BS, a lot of bullshit kind of products and services for the mind, just like there is with the body. There's all of these, 10-minute abs and all sorts of, gimmicky physical workouts and diets, and, do this magical diet and don't eat this food and eat that food, and all of a sudden you're going to be ripped and shredded. I think there's going to be a lot of gimmicky things for the mind, like do this, 2-minute exercise every single day, and all of a sudden you're going to be, the most confident person in the world, and you're not going to have any anxiety or stress or anything like that. I'm in the school of thought where we've got to be our own best researcher. We've got to be our own best scientist. We've got to be our own best explorer. Meaning we've got to go out and discover and explore and research and test and figure out what works best for us. And the quickest way to get there is to start modeling what other people do. Start taking bits and pieces from people that you want to be like. I'm not saying copy those other people, because you'll never be exactly like another person. You'll never be an exact mold. You'll never be an exact copy of somebody else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what do you want to model after people that you want to be like? If you're a bodybuilder, you want to model Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you're a business person, you want to model Jeff Bezos. And what bits and pieces can I take from those people and make it unique to me and make it useful for me? See, when we go out and explore and we go out and discover and we go out and research, we don't want to just learn by trial and error. Trial and error is valuable. But if that's the only way we go about things, oftentimes it takes too long and people get defeated and deflated along their path, along their journey, and they don't end up accomplishing what they want to accomplish. So it's not as easy as, check out this 5-minute meditation or this 5-minute visualization or just manifest that there's not going to be any weeds. It's not as simple as that. We've got to know thyself, know ourselves best. And we got to experiment and play with and model from others what works best for us, relevant to what we want. Because if you want to be a business person, you want to model Jeff Bezos, maybe you don't want to build the everything store. Maybe you don't want to build the next Amazon, but you want to model the way he approaches certain aspects of his business. Or you want to be a bodybuilder, or maybe you want to just get into better shape. Maybe you don't want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Maybe you don't want to be Mr. Olympia. What bits and pieces can you take from the way he trained or the way he fueled his body? But at the beginning of this video, I said, nourish your mind. And I believe that's where a lot of people are missing. They're not taking the time to nourish their mind. They're not taking the time to put the relevant resources, the right resources, the valuable resources into this mental factory so that they can actually produce. And this mental factory of ours, what we're producing is our love life, is our, in my world, helping athletes on the mental side of sports, producing an athlete that's mentally tough and confident and strong and able to overcome barriers. And the mental side, nourishing our mind, is going to help you with the physical side of things. It's going to help you implement. It's going to help you stay disciplined on the physical side of things. Maybe you're struggling with your diet. Maybe you're struggling with your nutrition. Maybe you're struggling with your workouts, staying motivated. Well, it's not about trying the next new thing, the next new workout or some new diet. Maybe you need to work on your mind. Maybe you need to set aside 15, 30 minutes a day, maybe an hour a day, so you can work on yourself. So I hope this speaks to at least one person out there who takes this idea of nourishing our mind as seriously as they take nourishing their body. Nourishing their body with nutrition, nourishing their body with sleep, nourishing their body with hydration. So anyways, appreciate you guys. Drop down in the comments what you guys want to see next, what you want me to dive into, what you want me to talk about, what you want me to maybe explain, give you a little different idea, a little different perspective, or a different topic that you want me to dive into. Anyways, appreciate you guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.